people of the YouTube planet, and how are you doing? I am doing pretty normal, to be honest. For today's video I thought I would do a video on how to set up a tube feed, because I know that when I first got a tube I watched loads of these videos because I found them really helpful, how to set it up and tips that other people have picked up along the line of how to do it. So I thought I would do that, and also for you people who don't have tubes I thought it would be quite interesting on an insight on how a tubie lives. Yes, I refer to us as tubies. Have you got a problem with that? So I'm going to stop rambling on and I'm just going to jump right into the video. Let's go. To begin with, I thought I would tell you about the tube that I have. I have the NJ tube, or the nasal jejunal tube, and it basically goes up my nose, down my throat into my small intestine, but which is past my stomach, avoiding my stomach basically. And I also have the free-go pump, so things I do may vary a little bit depending on what tube or what pump you have, but this is kind of to get an idea because I know it can help. I watched a lot of these, as I said. So to set up your feed or do your medication, you're probably going to need the following things, or at least a mixture of these and some others. So what I use are the following. On the left hand side you will see a bottle that says H2O. That has sterile water, just water that I've boiled out of the kettle and let it cool down so it is nice and clean. In the middle there you will see my many medications that I've got, with a syringe and some little pots that have measurements on in the front as well. On the right hand side of the table you'll also see my bottle of feed. I've got the Vital or Vital 1.5 kcal, which is just what works with me, but there are lots of different feeds. And on the far right you will see my pump. I am too lazy, so I just leave it in the bag rather than putting it on the stand. It means I can walk around more, basically. But that is the free-go pump, as I said. So yeah, that's what that looks like, and let's begin on how to set it up itself. The first step is obviously to just measure out the medication that you need and to pour out your water, which I've done in fast speed so I don't bore you guys, basically. To kick this off with a hair dance apparently, but then we are going to find where our tube is and we are going to just flush it out. I flush it with 60ml, I think that's because I was told to, but I don't know. But a tip that I have for you guys is if you don't put the water right to the end of the syringe when you put it in there and leave some space, when you tip it upside down, all the air goes to the top. So at first it means that you don't get any air in you, which means you're not very gassy, which my dad seems to enjoy. But secondly, it means that you get everything that is in the syringe rather than just part of it being left in there, basically. Next up I've got my medication. I mix this one with part water because it's quite thick, and I apparently do a dance with that too. Again, just doing the same tip as I just said, not putting it to the top so that I get all the medication and it doesn't mix with other ones, but also I don't get gassy during the day. When I do, I blame it on the tube. I'm weird. Now I know you're supposed to flush in between every medication with some water, but I don't, for two reasons. Partially because I'm too lazy, not gonna lie, but mainly, and the second reason is because I actually find that it's just then too much fluid going down in one go and my stomach gets really sore. But I've never had a problem with it, so yeah, maybe don't do as I do, do as I say. So flush between medications with just like 20 or 30ml of water maybe, I don't know. And then to end it off, before I do my feed, I empty that cup up and I make faces with it and just flush out everything, or push it all through into my intestines basically, so that it is nice and clear for the feed and I get the medication and it doesn't sit in the tube basically. There's a bee and I'm making a face. I'm a weirdo trying to multitask, looking at a bee in my room right now. Okay, wrap the syringe up well because you can use it for a couple of days, so you want to keep it nice and clean. And then I'm on my last medication, which I clearly like the taste of very much. And picking your nail polish is also very important in this scenario. To set up the feed itself, you'll have the feed that I am shaking and dancing to get it all around, and you'll also have the giving set, which I am showing you right here, and that is the tube that connects from the feed and the machine to you basically. So you take it out, you pop on that top bit straight away to keep it nice and clean. You connect one end to the bottle and just make sure that it's done up properly, because I've made that mistake before and things get super sticky. It is not nice. So I strap my baby in, as I call it, and you can see here it's all strapped in. Then you connect it to the machine itself. So every machine is different. This one, it goes around like that and you pull it down. Really simple, really self-explanatory as well. Then I strap that in, put it all in there, do up my bag, play with my bow because I'm bow obsessed. Those beeps are basically the ones that just show that it's deleted the memory from it before, from like the previous night of how much you fed, so that when you can see now it's set to 1000 ml, it's starting from 0, and now what it's doing is basically just priming it. So I turn it to either set rate or set dose, and then I press that little raindrop button that you saw. Hold that down until it starts priming like it is now, and it will beep when it gets to the end of priming it, which is basically getting all the air out and the feed to the top. There you go. Then you can see it's left a little bit at the end, so I'm just holding that button down that I used before to get it to the end. And now I'm going to connect my baby up to me. So I like to put it under my top just because I feel like it moves and pulls less. So you can see I'm connecting the two up. I take off the top bit, put it in there. I find that it pulls on me a little bit, so I kind of strap it up with 2 hair clips. Very medical, I know. Now press it to run and you're done. Yay!
Well, I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful or just interesting if you don't have a tube and just watched it because you thought it would be cool. I don't know. But I hope it was good for you, and if you have any other ideas or videos that you would like along these kind of lines, then be sure to let me know. But for now, I think that is all, so I'm going to love you and leave you. And until next time, keep watching and keep safe.